For today's lesson, we are looking at some multiple choice question from AP Calculus AB 2016. This is not so well done question. We have altogether 14 questions. This is question 12. If C is in between 0 and 1, what is the area of the region enclosed by the graph here? So if you understand it, you look at the graph, it consists of y equals to 0, y equals to 1 over x, and x equals to c, where c is in between 0 and 1, 0 and 1. So x equals to c, and x equals to 1. So this is the graph. Now, if you understand that the limit of this area when c is very close to 1, then the area should be equal to 0. With this, we can cancel the option A, because when c very close to 1, option A will give you log 1 minus c, that is very negative. The other thing is that c is in between 0 and 1. A is always positive. The area is always positive. So we can ignore the option C and option D. Without doing much work, we already know the answer is either B or E. The proper way of doing this is that is equals to integration of 1 over x from c to 1. And this is log of x, c to 1. We do not need to put a modulus sign because the interval is all positive numbers. So this will be equals to log 1 minus log c. That is log 1 over c. So the answer is equals to B. This is question 16. So for this question, you say that the first derivative is given by 3x4 minus 12x cubed. What are x coordinates of the point of inflection? We know that f prime can be written as 3x power 3, then x minus 4. We can actually sketch the graph of y prime. So it is equals to 0 when x equals to 0 or x equals to 4. The graph of f prime will something look like this. For the point of inflection, we can get from f prime by looking at when f prime change from increasing to decreasing, or from decreasing to increasing. And we can see that the graph of f prime is always decreasing until some point here. So we need to find out what is the value of this. Without much calculation, we know that the option C, D, and E are not possible, because it must be somewhere in between 0 and 4. And also the option B is not possible. It must be in between 0 and 4. So the answer is equal to A without doing calculation. But for the sake of checking the answer, we can actually try to get what is f double prime. F double prime x is equals to 12x power 3 minus 36x power 2. That is 12x squared x minus 3. F double prime is positive if and only if x is more than 3. In order to get point of inflection, we can look at f double prime. So f double prime change from positive to negative, or it change from negative to positive. So the answer is equals to A. Next question, question 20. Let h be the function defined by this. Which of the following is an equation for the line tangent to the graph, where the point is equal to pi over 4. We know that h of pi over 4 is equal to 0, because it's defined as an integral from pi over 4 to x. When the upper and lower limit is the same, then the value of integral is equal to 0. So we know that the point will be equal to pi over 4, 0. This is x and this is y. And we are asked to find the line tangent to the graph. It must pass through the point pi over 4, 0. So when x equals to pi over 4, A, y is not equal to 0. So this is gone. When x equals to pi over 4, B, y is not equal to 0. Then we left with C, D, or E. The only difference for C, D, and E is the gradient. So in order to find the gradient, we need to find the f prime. So in general, f prime x is equals to sine square x. And if we check for h prime pi over 4, then it will be equals to sine square pi over 4. That is equals to 1 over 2. So the gradient is equals to 1 over 2, therefore the answer is equals to D. So quite a number of students choose this color that I believe is corresponding to A. Question 22. A particle moves along the x-axis so that at time t, the acceleration is this. The position of the particle is 10 when t equals to 0. And the position of particle is 20 when t equals to 1. What is the velocity at time t equals to 0? So given at equals to 15 square root of t. S of 0 is equal to 10. S of 1 is equal to 20. We are asked to find what is the v of 0. A is equal to 15 square root of t. It means that vt is equal to integration of 15 square root of t. And this equals to 15 t to the power 3 over 2 divided by 3 over 2 means that multiply 2 over 3 and plus c. 10 t power 3 over 2 plus c. And we can further integrate to get st. St will equal to integrate 10 t 3 over 2 plus c dt. And this equals to 10 t 5 over 2 2 over 5 plus cx plus d. 4 t 5 over 2 plus cx plus d. S0 equals to 10. It means that d is equal to 10. And S1 equals to 20. It means that 20 equals to 4 plus c plus 10. And therefore c is equals to 6. V0 is equals to c and therefore equals to 6. And the answer is equals to D. Question 24. Sand is deposited into a pile with the circular base. The volume is given by V equals to R cubed over 3, where R is the radius of the base. The circumference of the base is increased. So the circumference, let's call it as S. ds dt. It is increased at a constant rate of 5 pi feet per hour. So S equals to 8 pi. When the circumference of the base is 8 pi, we also find the rate of change of the volume. What is dV dt? We are given the relation V and R and also given ds dt. We need to relate V, R, and S. So S is a circumference, so we know that S equals to 2 pi R. dV dt can be written as dV dr, dr ds, ds dt. We can get dV dr using this relation, and therefore this is equals to r squared. dr ds is actually equals to 1 over ds dr. ds dr itself is equals to 2 pi. And dr ds is therefore equals to 1 over 2 pi. So this is 1 over 2 pi. ds dt is given 5 pi. So that is 5 pi. So it is equals to 5 over 2 r squared. When s equals to 8 pi, r will equals to 4. When s equals to 8 pi, r equals to 4. And therefore, at that case, dv dt is equals to 5 over 2 r squared, where r equals to 4. And it is equals to 40. So the answer is equals to C. Next, the limit of this expression. Now note that when h is equals to 0, the denominator and numerator both are equal to 0. In that case, obviously, we can use L'Hopital rule. When use L'Hopital rule, we need to differentiate the expression respect to h. Use the L'Hopital rule, this will equal to 1. And e to the power of negative 1, therefore, is 0. Here it is e to the power of negative 1 minus h. And differentiate negative 1 minus h is negative 1. And substitute h equals to 0, it is equal to negative e to the power of negative 1. And therefore is negative 1 over e. So the answer is equal to B. Next question. Question 26. Let f be the function given by fx equals to x cubed plus 5x. For what value of x in the closed interval does the instantaneous rate of change, that is f prime x, is equal to the average rate of change? So that will be f of 3 minus f of 1 over 3 minus 1. So what is the value of this x? So we just need to substitute in f3, that is 27 plus 15 minus 6 over 2. And f prime x is equals to 3x squared plus 5. So do a little bit of calculation. 42 minus 6, that's 36 over 2, 18. So 3x squared plus 5 is 18. X is equals to 13 over 3. That's plus minus of square root of this. But because x is in between 1 and 3, therefore x must be of positive root 13 over 3. So the answer is